Welcome to Yoga with Cordi. I'm Cordi, and in today's practice we are going to work on side body lengthening, lower back strengthening, a little bit of hamstring stretching, a little bit of core firing up. So it's a wonderful, well-rounded practice for you. And we are also working on creating a little bit of space with our breath, of feeling into the edges of our movement and connecting to ourselves, connecting to the earth, connecting to our practice. I am so happy that you're here with me. You don't need anything for this practice. If you like to sit up a little bit higher when you're seated, feel free to grab a block or a little cushion. Otherwise, I will see you on the mat and we will get started. Okay, dear yogis, we are going to get started seated. So go ahead and settle in. And just take a couple moments here to find your grounding, find your space. You can come ankle to ankle, you can come cross-legged. It doesn't really matter which foot is in front of the other. Just find a comfortable seat here, a position that you can stay in for at least a little while. And you're welcome to use a block or a little cushion if you would like to elevate the hips just a little bit off the earth. Again, your practice, your flow, your movement, do what feels good to you, and know that I'm only here as a guide. So once you're settled in, go ahead and let the hands rest on the knees, softly allowing the eyes to close down. And see if you can relax the space behind the eyelids. So allowing the eyes to become nice and heavy. And feel that sensation of softness melt down from the eyes into the cheeks, unclenching the jaw, bringing the teeth apart just a little bit with your mouth closed. And starting to tap into your breath. So very gently drawing in the air through the nostrils all the way down into the belly. Feeling the belly expand, feeling the chest rise, just creating a little bit more space with those first couple of breaths that we're taking together here in this practice, in this space. See if you can soften the shoulders just a little bit more and draw the shoulder blades together ever so slightly, and that helps to lift the heart forward, just lifting the sternum and creating a little bit more space around the chest, widening the rib cage. So each breath, see if you can find a little bit more spaciousness in the body. And we're just taking a couple moments here to center, to ground ourselves, connecting to the earth, connecting to our breath, connecting to our body. And maybe this is the first time today that you're consciously paying attention to your breath. And I invite you to just really feel into that, feel into this juicy prana, that life force that you're bringing in and out of your body, that's fueling your vessel from the moment you come into this world to the moment you depart from it. So there's a lot of reverence in the breath. There's a lot of magic, not just in the breath, but also in those little spaces in between. And that space in between, quite often, that's where the magic happens too. The most creative ideas that we have come from the space in between our busy calendars, when we actually find rest and take a moment to pause and to just feel in. So let this practice of yoga, let this practice of the breath, of the movement, be a reminder of that, be a reminder of the space in between that you're creating. Continue softening, continue breathing, finding more space, exploring the edges. Let's bring the palms together in front of the heart center, pressing the palms against each other. Noticing that energy from one palm to the other. Gently bowing the head down, and take a moment here to set an intention for this practice today. So we're working with creating a little bit more space of being in the breath, but if there's an intention that you would like to set for this practice, feel free to do so now. And what we do is when we set an intention, we plant a little seed. And over time, as we breathe and move and nourish this little seed, we cultivate it and we grow it. There's a wonderful quote by Lao Tzu who says, "Nature takes its time, yet everything gets accomplished." And I really like that saying because it's very fitting to what life should be in a way, and going a little bit away from this instant gratification, but again coming back to this idea of creating space and allowing for things to unfold. All right, and then you can keep the eyes closed here, and with the hands together, bring the hands up overhead, just stretching upward, and then interlace the hands with the index fingers pointing upward. So just finding a little bit of length here, feeling the side body lengthening. Allow the head to be in between the upper arms. See if you can draw the fingertips up a little bit more, widening the rib cage, extending the vertebrae up towards the sky. And as you exhale, gently leaning over to the right, lengthening the left side body. And just slowly starting to warm up here. So not going too far, staying with your breath, inhaling back through center, and exhaling over to the left. Notice the stretch in the right side body all the way from the right sit bones to the right tip of the index finger. Inhale back through center one more time and exhale over to the right. Maybe you're finding a little bit more space now than you did on the first go around. Inhale center and exhale left. Beautiful. Inhale back through center and exhale release. Shake out the arms a little bit, shake out the hands. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, open wide, palms touch. And exhale, bring the left hand on the right knee, bring the right hand behind you, gently twisting over to the right. Lengthening the spine upward as you take a deep breath in, and exhale, twisting just a little bit more from the upper back. You can bring the right hand behind you, softening the right shoulder down. If you have a little bit more space in the shoulders, you can also wrap the right hand onto the left thigh, maybe deepening the twist just a little bit more. But you're twisting from the upper back, so you're not in your lower back. And know that you can always back up or intensify it a little bit, and that also moves with your breath. So there's an invitation to play with it here. And we unravel, inhale, we come back to center, reach the arms high, palms touch at the top of the inhale, and exhale, right hand to left knee, left hand comes behind you. Invitation to stay here, each breath lengthening and twisting. Or again, if you find that you have quite a bit of space here, you can bring the left hand to hook into the right thigh, intensifying this gentle twist a little bit more. Gazing towards the left or over the left shoulder. Continuing to stay soft in the face. Almost like you're wringing out a towel, or kind of like you're squeezing yourself. One more deep breath here. And inhale, coming back to the center, look up, reach up, palms touch. And exhale, bring the hands to the side. Gonna set up for our tabletop, so take a moment to find your flow here, coming into hands and knees. Take a moment, shoulders over the wrist. Spread the fingers nice and wide, grounding into the earth. Knees about hip width apart with the hips over the knees. And instead of locking the elbows, see if you can find a little mini micro bend here. I tend to overextend the elbows, so I'm always very conscious of keeping this little bend. Keeping a neutral spine for a moment and just taking a deep breath in. And exhale, let it all go. On the next inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, gaze up into cow pose. And exhale, rounding into the upper back body, chin the chest, push the floor away from you. Inhale, move into cow pose, pull the chest forward. And exhale, rounding, curling inward. And just continue moving with your own breath, tapping into a rhythm that feels good in your body. And see if you can feel each and every vertebrae as you're moving, as you're breathing. Just gently warming up the body here. Maybe you're closing the eyes again. Just connecting a little bit deeper to your breath here. You don't have to really see what's going on your screen. You can just be with your own body. That's totally fine and actually encouraged. All right, one more deep breath. And then finding a neutral spine here. And then keep the left hand on the mat, extend the right leg out behind you. You can kickstand the left foot a little bit over and then reaching the right arm overhead. So again, finding length in the side body, keeping the micro bend in the elbow. And then you can stay here, you can lift the right leg up, finding a straight line from your heel all the way to the right fingertips, keeping the right foot flexed. And see if you can pull the right shoulder back just a little bit more. So you're lengthening, you're finding this beautiful extension, while at the same time playing with your balance. An option to stay right here, you can bend the right knee, reach the right hand around, catching the foot and coming into a gentle back bend, or just staying in this nice side body stretch, which is almost like a half moon pose on your knees. If you're bending, see if you can kick a little bit further into the hand. And then releasing, bringing the right hand overhead again, stretching the right leg out. And exhale, bringing the hand and the knee back down. One round of cat and cow, neutralizing the spine. Inhale, pull the chest through, gaze up. And exhale, rounding, curling inward. Inhale, coming back to neutral. Stay for the exhale. And then kick the left leg behind, maybe kicking the right leg out as a little kickstand, reaching the left arm up overhead. Option to stay right here, option to lift the left leg off the earth. Again, it's really about finding length here instead of how high you can kick your legs. So it's about this nice straight line from the heel to your fingertips, really playing with how long your body can get. So you're staying active in the left foot, keeping it flat, actively reaching over through the left fingertips. Option to stay here, option to bend the left knee, reach the left hand around, catching the left foot, coming into this nice back bend. Two more breaths. Wherever you are in your practice, stay right there. Continue focusing on the breath. And then coming back through the side stretch and back down onto the earth with your exhale. Inhale, pull the chest through, gaze up. And exhale, rounding, curling inward. And then finding a neutral spine again. Inhale, reach the right hand forward, left leg back. Again, finding length here, playing with the balance in a little bit of a different way. And exhale, bend the knee, bend the elbow, curl inward, tiger crunch, engage the core. Inhale, extend. And exhale, bend. Two more times. Inhale, reach. And exhale, curl. Last one, you got this. Inhale, extend, and exhale, curl. Inhale, again, find the extension. Option to stay right here, or again, playing with a back bend, bending the left knee, reaching the right hand around, catching the left foot, and gently coming into this back bend. Keeping the neck nice and long, maybe gazing at the top of the mat. See if you can kick the foot a little higher. Just play with your edges. Play with how much space you can create here. And staying here for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Hand to the earth, knee to the earth. Again, neutralizing the spine, pulling the chest through, gazing up. And exhale into the rounding. And again, coming back through the tabletop, extending the left leg, left hand out, right leg back. Taking a moment here, finding length. And exhale, curl inward, knee and elbow touch. Inhale, extend. And exhale, bend. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. And exhale, curl. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale, curl. Extend, find length here. Option to stay right there. Again, not forgetting the micro bend in the elbow. And then reaching the left hand around, catching the right foot. Maybe playing with this back bend once again on the other side. And just noticing maybe one side feels a little tighter, maybe a little looser. So wherever you are in your practice, there's no need to force anything. But play with the breath to see how much space you can create. For 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Release, bring the big toes together, let the knees splay wide, and sit back into your child's pose. Walking the hands forward, resting the forehead on the earth. Softening the hips down towards the heels, allowing the forehead to become nice and heavy. Palms of your hands planted into the earth, finding a little bit more grounding. If you'd like to add an extra little stretch, maybe bringing the chin on the mat, softening the heart onto the earth. Just take a moment to ground yourself here, coming back to the space. And then walk the hands back towards you, sitting on your heels, reaching the arms up high. And exhale, bring the hands together in front of the heart. And then come back forward into your tabletop. Keep the hips over the knees, and then just walk the hands forward. So we're coming into a puppy pose. Maybe the forehead rests on the earth. Maybe you slide the chin onto the mat with the heart melting down towards the ground. Really opening the shoulders here. I can't go all the way because of my microphone, but you get the gist. Again, closing down the eyes, maybe connecting to the breath a little bit more, just using this opportunity to come back home to your breath. And slowly starting to walk the hands back. Beautiful. And then keep the hands planted, fingers spread nice and wide, and then step both feet back, coming into a high plank pose. Just taking a moment here, drawing the heels away from the crown of the head, engaging the core, lifting a little bit higher, not through the butt, but just kind of engaging the hands, keeping this little micro bend in the elbows. Keep the neck nice and long. We're not going to stay here for too long, but we're going to continue staying here and breathing for 5, 4. You got this. You can maybe shift back and forth if you'd like to try that. 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down, chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin. Inhale, slide forward into cobra, upward facing dog. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. First downward dog of this practice. You can walk out the heels, bend the knees, sway the hips side to side. Plant the hands nice and wide, lifting the tailbone up towards the sky. You can shake your head yes, or no, or maybe. And then find stillness in your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip up to the side. You can circle your ankle. And And we're gonna play with a little back bending and core crunching sequence. So inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, draw the right knee to the nose, curl inward. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee. Maybe come into, into flip dog, if that's in your practice, or just stay with your knee bend, opening the hip. Inhale, coming back to center, right leg lifts. And exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, hip opener or flip the dog. Inhale, bring the right leg up. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose. One more time. Inhale, right leg finds length, finds height. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip up to the side or flip your dog. Inhale, right leg up high. And exhale, draw the knee to the nose and then step forward into low lunge, dropping the left knee down, untacking the toes. Inhale as you reach the arms high, softening a little bit into this stretch here. Like we did before, bring the hands together, interlacing the fingers, lifting through the index finger, finding a soft gaze in front of you. See if you can soften the shoulders down while at the same time finding length in the spine, drawing the navel away from the thigh. And at the same time, you're softening into the hip. So there's a lot going on, but take a few moments here to really settle into this. Are you still breathing? If not, come back to the breath. Beautiful. Inhale, find length, and then see if you can come into a little back bend, lifting the heart up, lifting the fingertips away to the back of the room, gazing upward for 3, 2, continue to breathe, and 1. Bring the hands down to the earth, take an inhale, gaze forward, and exhale, straighten the front leg, come back into half splits. Inhale, rock forward, low lunge, and exhale, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. One more time, inhale, low lunge, and exhale, come back into your half splits. We're gonna stay here for just a moment, maybe walk the hands back, softening over the front leg, drawing the toes towards you, noticing this gentle, or maybe not so gentle, hamstring stretch. Again, don't overdo it, find your edge, but it should not be painful. So again, here we're playing with this idea of creating space, of creating length. Taking 2 more deep breaths, maybe you're on your fingertips, and that helps to not sink too much into the shoulders. So you want to lead with your heart here, not sinking into the shoulders, not collapsing into the chest. Then inhale, come back into this low lunge, plant the palms, spread the fingers nice and wide, and then tuck the left toes under, send the right back to meet the left, come back into your plank pose. Same thing as before, draw the heels away from the crown of the head, spread the fingers nice and wide, push the floor away from you, not sinking into the chest. Turn the inside of the elbows forward, keeping a little micro bend, and stay connected to your breath while at the same time engaging the core. Just starting to fire up the core a little bit, creating some heat. Continue to breathe for 5, 4, 3, you got this, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhale into upward facing cobra or upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip up to the side. Same thing here, option to flip your dog, coming into this beautiful little back bend, and then coming straight back. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, draw the knee to the nose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip, or flip your dog. Come into your back bend. Inhale, left leg comes high. Exhale, bend the knee, curl inward, engage the core. Last one. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, open into your back bend or stay with the hip opener. And then coming back, inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose and then step the left foot forward. Drop the right knee down. Good job. Take a moment here left knee over left ankle, and then reach the arms up high, soften the shoulders, soften the gaze forward, bring the palms together, interlace the hands, lift upwards through the index finger. Again, keeping your head in between the upper arms. Draw the navel away from the thighs, pulling the left hip back just a little bit more. And slowly start to lean into your back bend. So not pushing forward too much with your hips, but kind of just leaning back from the upper back, drawing the hands back, letting the head drop back. For 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Hands come to the earth. Inhale, gaze forward, and exhale, sit back into half splits Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, rock forward, low lunge, and exhale, sit your hips back, draw the toes towards you. One more time. Inhale, rock forward, and exhale, sit your hips back. Now staying here, maybe walking the hands a little closer in, leading with your heart to melt a little bit more over that straight leg, drawing the toes towards you. Once again, finding space as you're leaning into the stretch here, keeping a little micro bend in the left knee. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. And then rock forward again, plant the palms, tuck the right toes under, and then send the left leg back to meet the right in plank pose. Last one for this practice. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Keep the heels engaged, drawing back, staying here for 10, 9, 8, 7. You got this. 6, 5. Keep the core engaged. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. And then untuck the toes. Cross your arms and rest one cheek on your hands. Take a moment here. And we're going to come into bow pose. From here, we've done quite a bit of back bending. So gaze forward. And then bend both your knees. Reach your hands around to catch the outside of your feet. Keep the knees together or maybe hip width apart, but don't widen them too much. And then as you inhale, push the belly button down, lift through the feet, draw the shoulder blades together, keep the gaze to the top of the mat. It doesn't have to be full. And maybe you can rock forward and back a little bit. Keep lifting. For 5, 4, kick the feet into the hands. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down, cross your arms, rest the other cheek. And we're gonna come all the way on our back. So we're gonna do 1 roll just on our mats. Coming to set up, finding our spot again, planting the feet hip width apart, closer to your buttocks, maybe even grazing the heels with your fingertips, keeping the hands by your side, chin slightly tucked, so we're preparing for bridge pose here. Inhale, press the soles of the feet into the earth, lift the hips up high. Almost as if a thread of golden light is pulling you up from the pelvis. Option to stay here, option to interlace your hands. Scoot one shoulder underneath you at a time, lifting a little higher. Keep that connection with the earth for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower all the way down. And then hug your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around the shins, gentle rock side to side. Closing down the eyes. We've got just a few more poses before we come into final relaxation. So we are going into shoulder stand and plow pose. If that feels a little much for you, you can just straighten the legs out in front of you with your palms by your side facing down. and feet towards you. And that also gives you a lot of the same benefits. If you are comfortable coming into shoulder stand, curl the hips off the earth, bring the legs up high. And once you're here, don't move your head. Don't look forward and back. Don't pull your head side to side. If you would like to adjust, you can walk the hands a little closer towards the shoulders. Firm the thighs together with the feet pointed or flexed, totally up to you. Again, coming into the breath. And then from here, can come into plow pose if that is in your practice, bringing the feet overhead, vertebrae by vertebrae, very slowly. You can bring the hands by your side, maybe interlacing the palms, drawing the hands to the back of the mat. You can come into deaf man's pose, bending into the knees. Give yourself a moment here just to close down the eyes. Breathing here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming back through the shoulder stand, and then vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down. Setting up for fish pose. So take a moment sitting up, and then scoot your hands underneath the buttocks with the palms facing down, hiding the elbows underneath the back, and then pressing yourself up onto the forearms, onto the elbows as you drop your head back into Matsyasana fish pose, opening the heart up to the sky, receiving, creating a lot of space here. Keeping the feet pointed, keeping the feet engaged. Opening the throat chakra, activating your voice, tapping into your most authentic expression, just releasing any stuck energy that may be kind of stuck there. One more deep breath, lifting, and exhale. Slowly coming all the way down. Release your hands. Bend your knees into your chest one last time, gently rocking side to side. And then coming back to center and lifting the head up, lifting the shoulders up, drawing the forehead towards the knees, squeezing in real tight. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And exhale, release the legs to lengthen the width of the mat. Bring your hands out by your side, palms facing up to receive. Let your feet fall open, like the pages of your favorite book. Coming back to the breath, coming back into your body. And softening into your final relaxation, Shavasana. And I will be here to awaken you in just a little while. Very softly and slowly come back to land on your physical body. Feeling into the fingers and the toes, bringing life back into this vessel you call home. Maybe giving everything a little wiggle. You can bring your arms overhead and legs together for a big, nice full body stretch. Point your toes and flex. Point and flex. And then roll over to one side using your arm as a pillow. Keeping the attention inward for just a little while longer. And take your time in rising, coming back up into a comfortable seat. So we're going to meet in the same position that we started in. Once again, taking a moment here, settling in, resting the hands on the knees, grounding through the sit bones, softly closing the eyes if they're not already closed. Once again, finding softness in the face, melting the shoulders down, receiving with an open heart. And to close the practice, I invite you to bring the palms together in front of the heart, pressing the palms together, once again feeling the flow of energy from the right side of the body into the left, and the left side of the body into the right. And just take a moment here in appreciation for your body, for your breath, for taking this time for self-care. And also turn your awareness for just a moment to the intention that we set at the beginning of the practice about creating space. Nature takes its time, yet everything gets accomplished. Close the practice, we bring the palms up with the thumbs to the center of the forehead, the third eye, so that we may send out clear and loving thoughts into the world and towards ourselves. Softly lowering the thumbs down towards the lips so that we may speak a clear and loving communication with everyone around us and with ourselves. And bringing the hands back down to the heart space so that we may send out a clear and loving intention. May all beings be happy and free of suffering. And may my words, thoughts, and actions contribute to that same freedom and happiness for all. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. I really hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel. I post videos on a relatively regular basis, and I always enjoy when you practice with me. I'm putting so much love into this practice, and I hope you could feel that. So enjoy the rest of your day, whether it's the morning, whether this was an evening practice for you, and I will see you on the mat next time. Namaste.